Welcome back to Dimension Trader. My name is JT. Our channel is dedicated to help the trader like you to improve your trading result in 7 days. If you want to improve your trading result in 7 days, please subscribe, like, share, and comment below so we can help you to improve your trading result in 7 days. Okay, so today is the weekend. We are going to review what is 5 dimension of price cycle and review the past week's price activity for each pairs to see if we have any match. Quick over about the 5 dimension price cycle. Let's explain this real quick. First of all, we will have the price peak for the highest point and the price low for the lowest point. In the middle is always the consolidation. So on the top, we call dimension 1. On the bottom, we call dimension 3. Consolidation between will be dimension 2. When price breaking and traveling all the way to the bottom, create dimension 2 for consolidation. When pricing break up, creating another dimension 2 for continuation. At this point, we have resistance and support line created. The pricing action will hit the resistance with a qualification of trendline break before heading down or continue moving up. Once the pricing breaks down, it will hit the support where the dimension 3 create, which is become dimension 5. At this point, if the price break up the trend line, we're expecting going up to another resistance. If not, pricing will going down to test the bottom or continue. This is a 5 dimensions of the price cycle. Okay, now let's begin to the pricing action on the previous week. At the previous week, we are reading the chart from the 21st to April 27. At the first pair, Australian dollar with the 21st, where it's around this area. Even the pricing action is not moving much, but in the big picture, we can see pricing is heading up to the resistance where its dimension 1 is. Continuation, create bottom, break up, continuation, with dimension 2. So it's 1, 2, 3. Now pricing is hitting the resistance for dimension 4. In a scenario we explained before, price cycle will have to breaking down, retesting with the big rejection, or either way of the candle can qualify the entry with the downward move. Otherwise, pricing going up continuously. And we'll review this one after pricing break up this point. At the previous week, pricing is struggling in the dimension 4 area with no obvious pricing trend line break. If we enlarge this chart, we can clearly see there is no candlestick forming clearly at this hourly chart. If we moving up to the 4 hour, we still don't see any pricing candle, but we still have the long tail, which is telling us pricing might push up more till we hit the reversal. So at this point, we do not have any setup at Australian dollar. Even though we are reaching dimension 4 area with previous dimension 1 resistance, as long as trend line not break, we don't have any setup. So at the following week, Either we expecting pricing going up more, or we see some strong breakdown with some reversal candle confirmed for the short. Alright, so first pair finish reviewing, then let's go to the second pair. At the second pair, let me clear the chart real quick. Second pair, European dollar. At this pair, we see the pricing moving upward without any pricing, any trendline break. Still, where is the dimension we see right here? From the 21 to today, this week, pricing did not have any obviously action at the resistance. If we count this one dimension 1, here would be the resistance we are talking about. There is the dimension 3, where is the bottom being breaking up and retesting. Okay, let's do here. Because here we have the clear retesting once, retesting twice for dimension 2. If we are at the previous week time range, this 2 is a good long position for the entries. So if we enlarge the chart, we can see a clear reversal candle right here and right here, right at the support, where is the dimension 2 is. So from the previous week, if you long on this pair, congratulations, you are catching up the trend with at least 1 to 2. Okay, which means you entry right here, you put a stop right here, is your entry point, target 1, target 2, target 3. At the previous week, Euro dollar have the very good long position being set up. If you are entry the long at this 2 point, it's a very good profit for last week activity. So dimension 1 breaking down continuation, dimension 3 breaking up, testing. Right now pricing is hitting the middle part. So what we're going to see next week, as long as the trend line not break, we might expecting pricing moving up till we hit another resistance. Alright, finish with Euro dollar. Let's go pound dollar. At the previous week, which is 21st to 6th, what do we see here? We see the bottom, of course. We see the top and pricing break for the resistance. Pricing moving up, trend line moving up. We don't see any retesting on these 2 areas. So this chart did not create us the dimension 2 entry opportunity on last week. But we do have a clear trend line break. We do have a clear trend line break. Okay, so which telling us this pair pound dollar is corresponding to the euro dollar. Pricing might moving more up for the following week. All right, so expecting pound dollar moving up more at the following week. Next one, New Zealand dollar. This pair, we clearly see the bottom right here. Pricing break up. As far as the trend line is, we have trend line right here. Sorry for the line. We're gonna see the line right here. And the pricing come back to test. Where is the dimension 2? Good for long position if you catch this one. Trend line break, pull back, and retesting the support. So where we see the clear high, pricing break dimension 2 might going up more. With the candlestick, let's take a repick on the chart. Okay, reversal candle, little hammer at the support. This is a very good long position. And the 4 hour, we see the price strong rejection and the reversal candle at the support. If you catch this one last week, congratulations. New Zealand dollar is long. Europe dollar is long. We clearly see those two pairs had a very good setup last week. Okay, so far so good. We are identified the dimension 2 area continuation where the price retesting on the bottom for the long entries. If this corresponds with your currently trading plan, trading strategy, congratulations to you. Hopefully our 5-dimension price cycle can inspire your trading plan to improve more. Alright, let's moving up to dollar CAD. At this pair, we see the top and we see the pricing breakdown. We see resistance test, but this is happened on the week before where we are at this point. Okay, so this week we do not have any obviously price activity for dollar CAD, but we do have the dimension 1 happening. If pricing breaking up on here, where is the trend line is, let me see, trend line, okay. If pricing break up and the retesting, this support could be the dimension 2. At this point, we don't have anything happening going on. So we have the top, we might have the bottom of the dimension 3. But from the last week, some full pricing activity, we do not have any dimensions going on. So following week, we are not going to see anything till the trend line break. Let's go to the next one, dollar sweet. Previous week, 21, we have the clearly uptrend movement, which is from here to here. This is an uptrend movement. We don't have any dimension forming in the hourly chart, but we might have some of the mini dimension in the lower time frame. By saying that, which means if you're going down to 30 or 15, we have the bottom right here, we have top right here. Pricing coming down here and the bounce. So here is the mini dimension is forming in the lower time frame. By choosing a correct time frame can be very specify how many risks you want to put on your stop loss. Average hourly can give you 20 to 30 pip risks, but with the 1, 2, 3, which is 60 to 90 pips reward. With the 30 and the 15, your risk might be less than 20, which is between 10, 15, 20, depends. So as long as the risk management, if you want to take more risk, that's mean your margin on the account will be holding more. If you do not want to take the high risk, you can go lower time frame. As my channel will stick in an hourly for most of the case. If you want to take the big advantage on the big price move, you can always move up to the full hour or day. you will always find a dimension over there. As the dollar switch, we do not have any dimension formed in the hourly. So following week, we will keep watching if this one going to break down any trend for the downward move. Okay, small dimension right here. Let's go to dollar yen. Dollar yen obviously is the uptrend all the way up, which we don't see any bottom form yet. For a scenario like this, more likely this is part of the dimension in the big time frame. If we go to big time frame like 4-hour, daily, there we go. Did you see any dimension forming? Top, bottom, support, and resistance. Dimension 2, dimension 2, dimension 4. Coming back, dimension 5. Okay, so at the day, we do see peak dimension 1 and bottom dimension 3. Continuation in the dimension 2, pricing hit the dimension 4 and breaking up. So this did not falling back to the support. So dimension idea on a price cycle apply to different time frame. But with the day, your risk might taking up to 50 pips for your stop. This will be a big chunk of your margin hold if you open the trade in a day. And it will, of course, it's going to hold in longer. So let's come back to the hourly. Dollar yen do not have any dimension happen, do not have anything going on last week. Pricing just keep moving up. At this point, following week, we might expecting higher move to going higher. As long as trend line did not break, we will keep watching. Next one, Australian cat. This pair, we see the top, we see the bottom. Trendline break, retesting support, and pricing is closing to the resistance. Trendline did not break, trendline respect. If you trading the long last week, here's the dimension 2 entry with pricing retesting. Congratulations you. This is a very good long trade last week. At the candlestick part, if we zoom in, with the resistance, we might see some strong rejection at the higher time frame. Let me see which we might have. Dimension 1, pricing testing. Okay, strong rejection. If we see the trend line break, next week will be a very good short trade for this pair. But at this point, we do not want to call anything out yet, since pricing still struggling in the resistance. Till the trend line break, we are going to keep watching. All right. So let's go to the next pair. Australian sweet. This pair we see dimension 1, dimension 3, continuation, but pricing is touching up resistance without any break yet. For the candlestick, we see rejection, and rejection, but big wick right here for pushing up. Okay, at this point, Australian sweets do not have any obviously breakdown at the previous rejection where we have the dimension 1. This could be the resistance, this could be the resistance, but pricing breaking up right here, touching the resistance up here. So as long as the pricing did not break the trend line, we will not going short position at the dimension 4 area in hourly. So next week, we will keep watching to see if there's anything unfold after trend line break. Australian yen, most of the yen pair, this is what we see the more movement last week. All the way up with new trend line form, more angle pushing up. Maybe higher time frame you're gonna see something, but at the hourly, we do not have anything going on. So we just quick scan through this pair and then move into the next one. Okay, Australian New Zealand dollar. Last week, we have the up movement, no trend line break, but we have the top, we have the bottom. Trend line break, dimension 2, resistance, breaking up. So price did not drop to the dimension 5 area. This is not going to be the good setup for last week. But if you catch for dimension 2 right here for continuation, congratulations. Okay, so next week we will keep eye on this one for any trendline break. Cat suite. At the cat suite, we have the top, we have the bottom, we have the resistance, and we do not have the clear support. Even the trendline right here, support is very tiny with the big low move up. Dimension 2 is not so clear to do the entry, but if you catch on this trend for the uptrend line, that's okay. That's okay for the long trade if you follow the trend line strategy to buy at the pole where there's resistance. But as the dimension area, this dimension 2 is too high. We want to see something like this. Okay, so the pricing will pull down more to confirm this support is holding and create a new trend line when it's pulling down. Okay. Let me put another way. We have top, we have bottom. The best scenario for dimension 2 to entry is when the pricing breaking up and pulling down with the new trend line forming. This is going to be a good dimension 2 trading position. From the last week, this is too tiny. We will not consider for an entry. Okay, so last week motion for this one is long but conservative trade. Next week, if the trend line break, this is not so good as a resistance for dimension 4, but we'll see how it's going to unfold if the pricing drop sharply. Otherwise, we're expecting the pricing moving up more. All right, let's go to another one. Cat yen, same thing. Pricing moving all the way up last week. Nothing to expect for the following week. Swift yen, it's going to be the same thing. Euro, Australian dollar. At the previous week, We have the top, we have the bottom, but we do not have the bottom break up at the support, where the trend line is not breaking clear either. So last week, 21st, right, this range, pricing is continuation going down. But from here, we do have the bottom and we do have the top. If you see the big picture, pricing on the dimension 1 breaking down, retesting with its dimension 2, then create another top breaking down, dimension 2, and we hit the bottom, pricing breaking up, retesting the support, going back to the dimension 4 area, and drop to the dimension 5. Pricing did not break the trend line, keep dropping. So at the last week, pricing coming down back to the dimension 5, but we do not see any trend line break. So as a result, last week, this pricing dropped continuously without any reversal at the pricing as a dimension 5 area. So this pair on the last week movement is very tricky. If you did cut on this one for the long position, this is not a good idea to trade against the trend line. At the following week, we were expecting trend line break or continuation to drop. That would be the possible movement for the following week. All right, let's go to the Euro CAD. Last week, we do have the small top and the small bottom right here. Resistance hold, support hold, and then we do have another one inside of the dimension 1, which is drop to the bottom, dimension 1, dimension 3, and continuation back to the dimension 4, pricing going up, pricing break, retesting. This is the short entry at the last week. Now we are at the dimension 5 area. We will see how this unfolds with a continuation down or pricing breaking up. As the Euro CAD, we see on the previous pair, everything is moving up on the previous week. So this one moving down, have to be very cautious if you want to trade against the trend next week with other Euro dollars pair. But as far as we are at the dimension 5 area, support holding, trend line break, we can expecting this to moving back to the long side. At this point, we're going to wait for this one. Euro Sweet. This pair at the last week movement, it just created the bottom for dimension 2 and trend line break up with the support for dimension 2 area with the high dimension 1, dimension 3. Pricing is holding right at the dimension 1 resistance, which is kind of the out of the pictures because here is the 1, but resistance right here. Right now it's creating a different dimension with a resistance right here. So which means high possibility this could moving higher because we do not see any trend line break yet and the weird resistance being created right here. So shorter time frame might have some long position to unfold at the next weeks, but at this point we do not have see any setup for the short yet. Pricing cycle area dimension 4. Moving to the next one. We have the bottom, we have the top. We see the trendline break, resistance, pricing did not drop, did not retesting here. But pricing dropped back to the dimension 3 support area. Same thing. Trendline no break, there will be no long position for the following week. This could be the higher time frames dimension, but hourly we do not see anything. At this point, we are going to skip. Wait for the unfold happening next week. Yen dollar moving up, same thing to everybody's yen. So we'll move to the next one. Europe, New Zealand. This pair we see top, bottom, retesting, breaking to make another high, pricing moving sideways, and we are not seeing any trend line break because there is the big trend line right here. I'm holding price. So this dimension 3's support might be the key for you to enter right this point next week. But we want to see trendline break. Trendline break, we have the strong rejection already happening. So trendline break, pulling back, is going to be a good call for the long. All right. So Europe, New Zealand, everything is on fall in the long side. Pound Australian dollar, this pair, we see the top, we see the bottom, but there is no breaking up this resist support. So we don't have anything going on for the dimension 2. We are only see the dimension 3, which is the bottom. So this one is not in the very good position. We will want to see more unfold in the future. But let's take a peek on a higher time frame to see where this area is. Okay, we got a top, trendline break, resistance, dimension 1, and we got a bottom, trendline break, support, dimension 3. This means if the trendline break, this is the dimension 2 continuation, pricing might drop more. At this point, higher time frame might take a little longer to unfold, but at the lower time frame hourly, we don't see anything. In the day, we are expecting pricing to drop more. So at this point, hourly no trade setup, no dimension identified. We're going to move to the next one. Pound CAD. We see the bottom, we see the top. We have the resistance, but pricing break. This tiny support might not hold for the long in hourly chart. But this second dimension 1 is creating the resistance with trendline break. So expecting pricing drop to here or here. As long as the trendline holding, next week this pair will be keep dropping more. In confirmation of the pricing candle, we can see if the pricing drop more, we can see pricing action with a big rejection right here. Trendline break rejection, but this is not a good candlestick in the short setup. Even we are on the pricing dimension 1, this continuation dimension 2 is not going to be very good. It's not very clear, as we say. Let's put another way. If we draw a trend line right here, no, nothing match up. So this pair could have the high possibility moving up more till they hit the major resistance right here. So at this point, this pair, this pair is nothing happening on the previous week. And the following week, we might expecting pricing moving back to the dimension 4 right here. As long as the trendline holds, this is going to be our expectation. Okay. So pound cat is what we see on the previous week. Let's go to the pound sweet. Okay, pound sweet. Pound sweet have the top, have the bottom, have the trendline break. Do not have any support test. Uptrend line hold, resistance area with the candlestick. Oh, a lot of the rejection tails right here. So pricing is trying to pushing higher. As the setup, we do not see any dimension for confirmation for short, but we might expecting some small dimension happen in lower time frame. That's holding our up position if you want to go long next week. So pound sweet expecting long next week as long as we have the setup in lower time frame. Pound yen shooting up, nothing to watch in the low time frame. Pound New Zealand, this pair, we got a bottom, we got a top, resistance, we got a support, trendline break, rejection, trendline. So pricing might moving more to our dimension 4 area. If we can get some candlestick confirm for a long movement at the 4 hour, we see pricing rejection from the support and pricing rejection from the trend line, expecting pricing moving upward to this area. Pound New Zealand expecting trend is long next week. We will see more unfold for the market open. All right. Okay, New Zealand cat. Last week we caught this one for the long. Where we caught it? We got a dimension top, we got a bottom, we got a trend line, we got a support, we entry right here. And we put a stop right here, entry right here, When the pricing move to 1 to 1, we move our stop to entry. Pricing never hit 1 to 2 and pulling back to break even. This is our situation last week when we opened this trade. So what do we expect next week? As far as we have the trend line hold, we were expecting the pricing moving up because we already have the trend line break and we have the support testing twice. So this trend line, if we draw more straight, will be look like this. This is the trend line retesting with the support right here, which is dimension 3 button right here. This is just create another dimension 3 button, or we call this is the dimension 5 for the top button, resistance dimension 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at this point, last week we caught a little reversal for break even. If we have more rejection at this area where is a support, could be the re-enter. Let's check the candle. This spinning top candle, big pricing push upward at this trend line area is a very good sign telling us this pricing might push higher more. If we go higher time frame, all we see is more tails at the trend line after pricing breakup. Okay, so I will wait a little bit more to see if we have any more clear pullback at this area where the trend line is. If we do, probably we're going to enter another long to aiming the pricing resistance up to dimension 4 area where it's created by this dimension 1 top. Alright, so next two pairs, New Zealand Swiss. We got the top, we got a bottom, we got a trend line break. We do not have any support testing yet, but we create a very sharp angle of the trend line, adjust a little bit here, and we still don't see any obviously support testing at the first break area. But we are getting closer to the top resistance. If pricing moving up to here and breaking down the trend line with a big rejection candle, we might expecting pricing moving down to here or here. As far as the New Zealand CAD we just mentioned, long possibility after pricing adjusting, pricing might moving up together along with the New Zealand CAD. So next week expectation for the New Zealand Swiss could be up. We just need to see more rejection candle and trend line break confirmation in lower time frame. Okay, then it's gonna be last one. New Zealand yen shooting up, nothing to do, but combined with those three New Zealand dollars pairs, we will expecting pricing moving up more. Alright, so we are clearly explain what is the 5 dimensions of price cycle, and we identify all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also show you the best scenario when the pricing pulling back after dimension 2 or pricing pulling back at a dimension 4 for a good entry. Hopefully you can take one thing or two from today's review video and prediction for next week's movement. If you like our video, please feel free to subscribe, like, sharing, and comment below so we can help you out to improve your trading more by sharing the information you learn from this video. Got any questions? Leave a comment below. We will come back to you with a more review and prediction next week for the chart analysis. Have a good one. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.